Hello, this is Ivana.
And this is Gianni from NomadisBeautiful, and you are listening to Barefoot Radio.
Fire your boss, sell your car, travel the world. You're listening to Barefoot Radio with your host, Graham Brown.
Hello, fire your boss, sell your car, travel the world. My name's Graham Brown, and today I'm happy to be joined by two awesome travelers, Ivana and Gianni from NomadisBeautiful. They've got a great story to share. We're going to go into that story in a minute. But first, hello guys, welcome to Barefoot Radio. How are you doing today?
Hi, Graham. Thanks for having us.
Hello everyone.
So let's get this right. Ivana, which one's Ivana?
I'm Ivana. Hello.
And Gianni.
And Gianni, it's me. Yeah.
Okay, and Ivana, you're from Slovakia originally, right?
That's right. I'm from the very eastern part.
And Gianni, do we need to ask where you are with that name?
From South Italy, and it's a beautiful region that is called Puglia. For English-speaking people, it's Apulia, even if I like more Puglia.
Sounds the same to me. My Italian isn't that advanced. But you are far from home today. Where are you in the world?
Well, now we are in Chiang Mai in Thailand. It's northern part of the country, and it's a great place for digital nomads. We were here last year, and we like the place because of the work. It's great for internet connection, great food, and many great people that we can connect and get inspired and talk about our business. So that's why we are here for a couple of months now.
Okay. I want to talk about your business and your travels and your journey in a minute. Let's stay with the subject of Chiang Mai. I went to Chiang Mai first 20 years ago when there wasn't any internet, so there wasn't any digital nomads. Since then, it's really become a hub, isn't it? What is it like there? Is it digital nomads everywhere? I mean, what's going on?
Well, in 1 year, we see that there is a lot of change. And we came here last year, and we were in the old city. And we met many travel bloggers and location-independent entrepreneurs. And but we didn't meet so many. But this year, we see that there are much more. Yeah, we are actually now in Niman. That is just the main road where all the expats and location-independent people staying. So it's becoming a very big hub for digital nomads. So
it's invasion. It's really invasion of them, of us, of all of us.
But it must be great, though, being surrounded by lots of ideas, especially if you're a creative person, right? Because you get ideas from all these people about what's possible.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, especially apart from ideas, also it's nice to exchange skills. And recently we are working in a big place. Actually, we are working in a shopping mall. The top floor of this shopping mall, there is a big library. And with a good, fast connection. And there are many travel bloggers going there to work. So it's nice because we exchange skills. So I can help you with some web designing. You helping me a bit with WordPress. So it's very good, very.
Excellent. Let's talk about how you got to this point, because you left your jobs in 2013, so over a year ago now. Talk about the time when you had the conversation between you that you were going to do this. Who was it who first started the subject, or was it both of you together? Tell us about that.
Well, we traveled a lot before we started our journey, but it was just during our vacations. So we had traditional 21 or 25 days per year to go somewhere, and we never had them in row, so maximum we got was 10 days with weekends. And then one day we wanted to go for a longer trip to Asia, but we were not allowed to take so many days as we wished. And we were so upset that Gianni got that idea, like, okay, maybe we should do something with this. But we left the idea somewhere like buried
in the back of our
in the
minds.
back of our minds, because if you have a job and full time and you are so busy and stressed, and you just can't really think about the future so properly or as you want, or you are not even able to change anything. But the thing is, we had really bad habits at that time. We were smoking and drinking alcohol. And at the same time as we wanted to travel, we wanted to get rid of these habits. But at that time, we didn't connect these two things together. And one day, I have to say it was Gianni that came with this idea. Okay, what about this? Let's quit smoking. We set a date. Mm-hmm. And if we do this challenge for 1 year to stay without cigarettes, we go for a 1 year trip around the world.
Wow.
And I say, okay, why not? But you can't just really schedule and imagine and like really plan how you do it, what you do. And we were really precise in planning, because we stayed the date, we made a really big list of challenges, we write down all the triggers that might come up, how we cope with the triggers. And what was the most motivating for us, we wrote down a list of rewards. Let's say, okay, we don't smoke 1 day, we buy a chocolate for us. We don't smoke 1 week, okay, we buy a book for us. Mm-hmm. We don't smoke 1 month, we go for a spa or massage. And we don't smoke for 1 year, okay, we quit our jobs and we buy one-way ticket.
And that's how it started, yeah.
That's how it started, yeah, and we made it serious, and we bought 2 jars, and every day, at the end of the day, we put there the same amount that we would have spent for cigarettes. And we started to count. And at the end of the month, the jars were full. After 3 months, we stopped like collecting cash at home, because it was dangerous to keep so much cash at home. And that's it. Like we did it. We celebrate 1 year without cigarettes, and by that time we already quit our jobs and we were ready to hit the road. And as we quit smoking, we quit also drinking alcohol. And when you set your mind into this goal, all small things come into it. So we were cooking our own food, we stopped going out, we invited friends home, we cooked for them. And that's how we did it.
It's like an avalanche. Once you start, you can start to get rid of every bad habits in a way, So it becomes easier every day you go.
And there's a lot of money you save at the end of it, right? Let's talk about that. Can you share with us, or just a rough estimate, how much money do you think you saved by giving up your bad habits?
Yeah, I think it was something like 26,000 euro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, like together with the savings from our salaries that we didn't buy things that we didn't need. It was not just from the cigarettes, but I can tell you per month we were able to count, we spent 465 euros per month we saved only from cigarettes that otherwise we would have spent. It was quite a lot just per 1 month.
Me personally, I was a heavy smoker, so a lot of money.
Wow. Yeah. And that is a lot of money in a place like Chiang Mai, right? Even that alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can easily live like 1.5 months of cigarettes. You live 1 month here with all included.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mm. Yeah.
And you're not cooking for yourself every day, are you? Are you eating out? Or what's the lifestyle like now that you have saved all that money? What kind of lifestyle do you live in Chiang Mai?
Well, completely different. Now we can finally eat out. Every day we eat out because it's very cheap. Here with €1 you can have a full meal per person. So the morning we have a breakfast with fresh fruits like avocado, dragon fruit, passion fruits, and the lifestyle is good. Apart from the warm weather, and now it's very very hot, and we have a room, a big room. We spend like 150 euro per month, and we have a swimming pool, and that's it. And we work. I mean, we work a lot. Also, we work. I actually work more now than when I was working my previous job, but it's something that we love. So it's not difficult for us to do.
Yeah, it's a great story. I want to talk about how you feel now and that transition and looking at your lifestyle now, how you feel mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and so on. But just that whole story about giving up smoking, as an example, I gave up smoking 20 years ago, and I found it really difficult giving up because you lose something. If you smoke, you have routine, you have ritual, the cigarette with the coffee in the morning, part of my lifestyle. After the cigarette, there was nothing. But with you, you've sort of replaced all that with an amazing lifestyle, right? And when you look at your lifestyle now, how do you feel about that? Do you see it as the result of giving up all these bad habits that got you there now?
Well, I think you just answer your question, Graham, because you just say we replace it. We replace our bad habits with great lifestyle. So the thing that we quit smoking, we replace for beautiful things and other habits. As you said, after smoking cigarette, there is nothing, just waiting for another cigarette. So the good thing was that we had 1 year to cope with our triggers, right? Like being still in Germany. So we knew what we can do. Okay, I want a cigarette, so I can do this or that. But on the road, when you have so many like impulses and everything is so new and new tastes and new places, new smells, everything is new. So in a way, there is no place for thinking about having cigarette. It comes, of course, it comes when there is a stressful situation and you think, okay, maybe I have one, but now we don't think about that anymore, because if we had the bad habits of having cigarette after some like in some situations or after some activities like running, let's say, also, which was silly, we now replace it with other things like doing yoga, or we do meditation, or we just we drink a lot of tea, or we go swimming, or we go we grab our cameras and we go for a walk. So, or we go and we buy new juice that we've never tried. So we try to replace it with something that is new for us.
And it's healthier.
Of course.
Yeah.
And well, it's so much cheaper as well.
Yeah.
The money you spent on it. I'm really curious because you left, in your own words, on a trip to Bangkok with carry-on luggage weighing 8 kilos.
Yes.
Right. Did you have hold luggage as well? Did you check in luggage, or you just had 8 kilos of luggage?
No, we have 2 carry-on luggage, 8-10 kilos around each of us, and that's it. We have mostly all our electronic equipment. 60-70% of the space is just filled by the computer, the camera, cables, external drivers, and then we have like 2 or 3 t-shirts, one sandals,
one pair of sandals, and
that's it. I mean,
one pair of sandals each, right? Not between.
Exactly. And that's what we have. I mean, very few clothes. We don't need so many clothes because, of course, here also the laundry is also cheap. If you don't have the laundry, you can wash them in your bathroom, in the toilet, and your sink. And so, I mean, we don't need all these things. We want to travel light, And this was a decision when we were planning. We really don't want to go around with the big backpack. We want to enjoy the journey. So yeah, it looks difficult apparently, but it's not. I mean, it just you really have to give priorities what you really need. We know some people that they travel with a lot of unnecessary stuff, and so you like we get rid of unnecessary stuff when we were living back in Europe. Also during our journey we want to be free of things that we don't need.
Yeah, it sounds like you both have a lot of discipline, self-discipline, right? Not just in giving up alcohol and cigarettes, but also to pack only 8 kilos of luggage. It means you have to be mentally very strong to leave out and leave a lot of stuff, right? So how do you have that kind of discipline? How do you practice your discipline? How do you stay strong mentally when on the road life can be hard from time to times, right? Because everything is new, uncomfortable. How do you do it?
Well, as Gianni mentioned, it's about setting your priorities, like really what is more important for you than the other things. We worked on this discipline, as I already mentioned, while we were waiting for our trip and not smoking and not drinking alcohol. So
we were trained.
We were trained in a way. Okay, we have one bad thing. We still eat quite a lot of sugar. So this is the only thing that remained with us, and we would like to get rid of it as well. But if you, especially now when you travel, and we were in some countries where we saw that people live with minimum or nothing, you start to realize, however cliche it might sound, but if you see a family of 10 living in one hut with 3 dogs and nothing else, you think, okay, what I'm talking about, like I have 3 t-shirts. It's really a luxury.
Yeah.
So, and you see people showering on the street or in the river, or they are walking or running barefoot because they don't have not either one pair of sandals or shoes, and they are happy. They are happy. We were in the Philippines and we visited so many villages, or okay, a few of them, but they were really poor and destroyed after the Yolanda hurricane. And we were really in tears because we say, okay, my God, we are complaining that we cannot get a nice salad for us, just meat that is not very tasty. But why we are complaining that when we see those people with the conditions they were, and they were smiling, they were happy, and they were talking to us and asking us about our lives, and they couldn't get the point why we are traveling just with 2 backpacks. And it was ridiculous because we thought, but we didn't tell them, but we had more than them, and we were less smiling, let's say, because we were complaining first days, like, okay, we cannot get there, we cannot get this and that. And so I think in that sense, the road will show you like what you really need and with how little you can live. Of course, we have some downs, like after 1 month, 2 months eating the same, you really want some good pizza or really.
Yeah, I missed that.
And okay, but when you go for pizza, you pay double or 3 more times than per Thai noodles, but you have a pizza and you can be happy or not happy, but you don't need so many things as you imagine.
Yeah.
Really, you don't need that.
There is also this thing that, for me, traveling is also about feeling the freedom, to do what I want to do. And sometimes the freedom doesn't go well with the fear, because we can have a lot of fears in our life, and we are stuck with our fears, especially back home and when we were our previous lifestyle. So I think also a lot of possessions, having a lot of things with you brings a lot of fear, because the more you have, the more fears you have. And we realize that that's what we have now. All our possession is are in these small backpacks. So, and that's it. So we have less fear of losing stuff. So this is the difference.
What does that do to you? How does that change you, if at all? Does it change the way that you are on a daily basis? Does it change the way you think about things? Have you noticed any change?
I think related to this, I wish to have less stuff. So when you see something in a shop, and maybe the first thought you have is say, oh, I will get this thing. I want this thing. I like this thing. And if you have the money, you just go straight and you go and you buy. And maybe something that you will use it one day, and then you put it away, and it will collect the dust all its time. And so it changed me to really realize what I really need is a few things. I mean, what I need is my computer for doing my work online, my camera because I'm a travel photographer, and basic necessity like food and few clothes. We don't have any other possession. I mean, in a way, we live really like San Francis. So, and we are happy with this. People say, okay, but don't you miss you to have a house? Don't you miss this and this? No, we actually not. We never think that we want to buy a house or to buy a car. Actually, we never had a car, so we were renting our flat back in Germany. So personally, I'm quite happy with this, and I guess also Ivana.
Well, yeah, I would just add that if you travel long term, and if you get so many experiences and you see so many places, so many different places, you think, okay, this is the price I'm getting back for not having so much stuff. Yeah. You go to the place that you see nobody, you are in the middle of jungle, and you just hear the birds around and monkeys jumping around, and you think, okay, wow, that's it. This is what I want. This is what I'm really happy about. I don't need 2 more skirts or 3 more pair of shoes. Like what I do with the stuff. Okay, I had, let's say, I didn't have much stuff back in Germany, but I was in a block of flat waiting for a weekend to go out. And that's not what I want now. So that's what's different now.
Yeah,
very interesting.
As they say, just collect experience, don't collect stuff.
Yeah. Well, you also understand the cost of stuff now, right? Which I think is really interesting. That it's not just financial cost; it's a mental cost, isn't it, of owning stuff? I mean, I talk about in my blog, Fire Your Boss, Sell Your Car, Travel the World. It's sell your car and travel the world, not sell your car or travel the world. And some people say to me, yeah, but why can't I travel the world and have nice cars? Why do they have to be either one or the other? And usually I say, well, because it's not the financial cost of owning the car, it's the attachment to the car. Exactly. You can't go to Chiang Mai and live there if you have a car back home, or that kind of thing. So we're getting to the mental attachment to stuff, right? So I know you said you don't miss stuff, right? But is there anything in this lifestyle which you find a challenge, which you are still learning to adapt to?
Well, if I can speak for myself, now I'm getting better with this, but the first year was quite hard to get used to it, that your friends are really far. and that you can speak to them via Skype, but then there is a time difference. Okay, you can make it anytime, but it was strange feeling that you cannot get in touch with them as much as you want or whenever you want. So this was probably hard part for me at the beginning. Now it's getting better because you meet so many interesting people and you make just friendships on the road that they last, and they last for a year.
Well, for me personally, I miss some good pizzerias on the road. Yeah, it's very hard to find good pizzas when you are not in Italy.
A true Italian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Where does it go from here? What happens next? Do you have an idea of what you will be doing 6 months, 12 months from now?
Oh, we can tell you that in 3 days we are flying to Kuala Lumpur to get our tourist visa for Thailand again, because we want to come back here in Chiang Mai for a few more months. And then if everything goes well, maybe in the beginning of the next year, we are heading to Myanmar and India.
Wow, sounds amazing.
Yeah.
If I am listening to your story, and I'm sure many listeners are thinking this, I want to do that. I want to live like Gianni and Ivana. I want to go to these places. I want to live simple, experience life. Where do I start? I've got a job. I've got a car, a house. I've got savings, a pension fund. Where do I start?
I think that a practical action you can do is just take a paper and a pen, write it down. This app does a lot because when is everything in your mind, you can't see really clearly the picture. So take a paper, take a pen, and write down what you want from your life, what makes you happy, what are the things that make you happy. I remember when I wrote down this for me, there were two things that make me happy. That was traveling and taking pictures, of course, and then having a girlfriend, love, and all other things that we attach to that. But there were these two practical things like traveling and photography that they are the activities that when I'm doing them, I'm happy. I'm a happy person because I like them. Because we spend all our lives doing things that we don't like to do. That's the reason of our unhappiness or not being comfortable with our lives. So write it down, make a plan, start from the smallest things, start to get rid of unnecessary things in your life. We have cars, houses, we watch TV, we have a subscription to this magazine or to this and that. We are full. So start to analyze where your money are going every day, every month. And little by little start to get rid of things that you don't need. But you need to write down it. You need to have a clear picture in front of your eyes, and then things will start. You will find a way. You will find a way to achieve your dream. You just have to start from little things. This is my suggestion.
It's amazing. It's like the beginning of the avalanche as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Small things become big things.
Yeah, that's it.
I would also maybe suggest that if somebody is really interested in getting rid of the stuff, to go online and look for some travel bloggers who already done it.
Yeah.
So people are really worried, like, okay, but what if that, what if this? But everything can happen. But everything can happen also if you don't get rid of this, or if you don't take this first step. So by reading the other stories, the stories of other bloggers that have done it and they are already on the road for 1 year or 5 or 7 years, will make you really inspired to do the same. And people will worry less. I'm sure of that, because if you see like really a real person with real story, you might get this sparkle like, okay, I can do the same.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is a lot of resources around there. One of the resources, of course, this website, your radio, and all the stuff you are putting out there. But every person can go and Google it, and we found a lot of people that we are not the first, and we will be not the last to do this kind of lifestyle.
Exactly.
So there is a big community of people out there that are ready to help those that want to start. Information are everywhere nowadays, and start to do research and read other inspiring stories. That will help a lot.
Yeah, so true. Ivana and Gianni from Nomad is Beautiful. You guys are amazing. I've really enjoyed having you on the show. I think people listening to your story will be inspired, not just to give up cigarettes, alcohol, but to give up things which are holding them back, right? You know, there are lots of things. It could be that magazine subscription. It could be that membership to the gym, the car payment. Not to think about losing these things, but think about what you can gain in the process. And they only have to look at your lifestyle. And it's inspiring to see two guys out there on the road, happy, doing what they love, and, you know, let everything happen that may happen. Not worried about, you know, things that could go wrong, because they're going to go wrong anyway. That's the price of living, isn't it?
Things can happen everywhere. So
exactly. Thank you very much. Enjoyed having you on the show. I wish you all the best with your travels, and let's get you on in the future. Let's get you on some 6 months, 12 months down the line and find out how your story is going. That would be great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Graham. Thank you.
Barefoot Radio. Want to know how to live the location-independent lifestyle? Then find out more at www.barefootjournal.com.